Hey guys, Justin Rose with Bushido Mixed Martial Arts back here, Coach's Corner, as I'm calling this, where we're talking. Let's talk about gloves and headgear. Lot of people on here think that kids should be wearing headgears when they spar. I agree. When they spar, they should be wearing headgears. You cannot wear headgear when you're grappling. It all, like I said, headlocks, any type of, you can't get your head out. Anytime you start grappling, that headgear is going to start getting twisted. It's going to come down. It's going to blind your vision. You can't wear headgears when you're grappling. They're not needed in my Bully Beatdowns. Like I said, I've already done videos on how squishy the gloves are. But let's talk about gloves in case you don't know. This is just for educational purposes. In MMA, the gloves are not there to protect the fighter. They're not there to protect the other guy's face or head. They're not there to prevent concussions or cuts. You get cut. You watch UFC, people the gloves are there to protect your hands. This is why in boxing, they're not wearing bigger gloves to protect the other guy. They're wearing bigger gloves because they're going to hit each other in the face a whole lot. And that's the reason they wrap their hand under there. That's the reason they wear this big 16 ounce, 14 ounce, whatever you fight with, glove. In MMA, it's the bare minimum amount of padding to just keep you from breaking your knuckles and breaking your hand. The hand wrap does the same thing. So a lot of people have the misconception that the glove is like, I've had people, those gloves are too small. Your kids are going to get a concussion. No, they're not. I mean, they're just not. Like I said, I've said this so many times. We've been doing this drill for 22 years. My kids don't get hit. Some of the matches do get hit. They get hit more than others, but it's not a regular occurrence. If you look at a lot of my matches, they're over in under 30 seconds. They're over in under a minute. The kids get hit 1 to 3 times, which is far less than boxing. The gloves that I use are very safe for this drill. We've been doing it a long time. But the gloves are not there to protect the kid. So we get the comment all the time with, why don't you take the gloves off and make it more realistic? I mean, I don't even feel like this deserves an answer. I shouldn't even dignify it with an answer because anybody saying that's just a moron. I mean, why would you let kids just go bare knuckle? But the glove, all it is basically doing is protecting the kid's hand. Yes, it's protecting from mouses and cuts because it's a squishy glove. But the reason we do not allow striking to the back of the head, I got people that say I should allow striking to the back of the head. That's realistic. Why are you stopping it? Again, the other side of people, now I'm giving all my kids CTE because they're getting hit in the head. We do not allow striking in the back of the head because what the glove will do is protect your hand enough to allow you to hit them in the back of the head over and over and over again, which gives them a headache or a concussion. The glove protects the hand so that you could do that. In a real fight, if you'd actually ever been in a fight or you actually knew anything about fights, you'd see guys with their knuckles broke back in their hand. You'd see their hands broke. There's a reason why boxers sit down and MMA guys sit down and have professionals wrap their hands in a professional way, and it's to keep from breaking their hands. Go watch bare knuckle boxing and look at them guys' hands after they're done with their fights. Knuckles set back in their hands, broken hands. Hands are all swollen because they do that. They break their hands. The skull is harder than a hand. In a fight, if you grab somebody in a headlock, punch him in the head, you're not hurting that guy. He's going to wake up with some knots on his head and going to have a sore head in the morning, but you're going to have broken hands. Period. It's just the way it is. You can't punch people in the head. The head is harder than the hand. So that's why we don't allow it. That's why it's not allowed in the MMA, because you're just allowed to hit the guy in the back of the head. Now, the back of the head with a grown man can actually knock somebody out and can hurt somebody. But with the kids, they just don't hit hard enough. You know, they're not throwing power. They don't know how to focus their strikes. They don't have developed power in their strikes. More kids sustain brain damage. That's why boxing has a far higher rate of CTE than MMA. And I don't know if you know that or not, but by far. Because in boxing, they sit up there for 8 rounds and beat on each other's heads with a big poofy glove, but the brain, and there's somebody mentioned on here, another statistic that's true, is that more people get concussions with headgears. That's true because you don't get knocked out. You get hit more. Your brain's getting shook more in your skull. So in MMA, the reason the fights are over quicker and the reason it's safer, it might look worse, it might be all bloody, But the reason it's better is because it allows for superficial wounds. It allows for cuts over the eyebrows, broken noses, cuts that, while they look worse than what you see in boxing, it's superficial. It's just skin. They have 3 rounds in MMA, and the job is to get out there and get the job done quick and fast. If you get a bad cut, the ref calls it. Whereas in boxing, because you're wearing the bigger glove, you're not going to get as many cuts, and you're not going to get as many superficial wounds that end fights. You're going to get more long-term beating on your brain over those 8 rounds. So chime in with any opinions, whatever. Like I said, full disclosure, anybody that comes at me with stupid shit, I just block it. I'm not even going to reply anymore. But if you want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.